Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Bull Run, where we bring 100 bulls, 100 stories in this one legendary run. Just to reiterate on our vision, we are building a community of traders and investors just like you to share your journey, to share your struggles, to celebrate the wins together and learn from each other's mistakes with a common goal to be financially free, regardless of the market you trade and invest. And today we have two young hustlers who started their journey way earlier than most of us. One at the age of 15 and other at the age of 16. So join me to welcome the ultimate bulls of the market, Peeyush and Johnny. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Ultimate Bull Run.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Thanks for coming to the show. So let's just start learning a little bit about your journey, right? We're going to start at the very beginning. So what inspired Peeyush, I will start with you, to start trading at such a young age?
Back then, I think it was 2 years ago now, or however many years ago, I saw it over to my TikTok trading. I didn't at the time. I didn't know what it was, but it was day trading forex. But I saw it over my screen. It really did pique my interest. And then I only really got started when it got introduced to me through a relative of mine when I was visiting Nepal during the summer. But that's how it was introduced to me and how I got interested in it. But yeah,
Sounds good. The same questions back to David. Just to reiterate, David nickname is Johnny, so we're just going back and forth with the David and Johnny. Okay. The same question for you. What inspired you to start trading?
Yeah, so I basically started my journey through Peeyush. I met him in math class actually, and he got me roped up in a Ponzi scheme right off the bat. But it all worked out in the end. I got out of that. I started day trading, and then I eventually found crypto.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about your forex and then the crypto thing. But how did you guys said about the Ponzi scheme and the pyramid scheme, right? How did you guys get involved in it? And how did you recognize it was just a Ponzi scheme? So that other people who are watching at this video kind of identify it.
I'll start because I take responsibility. At the time, I didn't know what it was. It was a trading platform. But it was advertised as how to learn how to trade at the time. And I did want to learn how to trade, so it didn't reel me in, I guess you could say. But after a few months, I think it was 6 months of doing that, I realized all I really wanted to do was trade and not network, right? So I got out of that as well, and I focused purely on Forex and day trading. David?
You can recognize a Ponzi scheme by basically the business model, right? So if you referred like 3 friends and you got them to buy in you'd get it free and you'd make money off of it. And then they get 3 of their friends, and that's why it's a pyramid scheme, because all the money flows to the top though. So the people at the bottom aren't making any money. They're losing like a lot of money. So you got to do your research. You really just have to do your research.
Exactly. Before you put any money in, you just gotta research it. On expanding on that question, Peeyush, you said you started out to learn the trading, right? Do you think you're gonna need with the experience you have? Do you think you need to pay to trade, to learn how to trade?
Absolutely not. And people who learn about what I do and they ask how do I get started, I say go on YouTube. It's all free. I would even give you a list of the first videos to watch on YouTube for free and go down the list and follow the same path I took. But to answer that is no, you do not have to pay a penny for this. You can learn purely on free. There is a grind. That's the only thing you really got to pay for. But other than that, it's completely free. And you should be free. You should not pay for this.
Right. What do you say about that, David?
Yeah, you don't have to buy a course to learn how to trade. All the information's out there online, and just buying a course in and of itself is kind of counterintuitive to making money, because you have to pay per month. Maybe you buy a lifetime, but it's expensive. And how do you know that they even know how to trade? Because they're making all their money off of you, pretty much. They can just be a grifter.
True. That is true. So moving on from kind of starting your journey, what did you guys start with, your initial fund?
Okay, I'll go first. First, before I got into prop firms, which is what I'm in now, and using other investors' money, I would individual brokerages. So I would invest my own money, and I would put in $100 at a time, $500 at a time, on be trading, or just when I was starting out, blow it, $100, $500, $100 accounts. I don't know how many $100 accounts I've had blown, thousands down the drain, but that was my initial funding. Later on, like I said, prop firms came in. I guess I will explain later on what a prop firm is, but before it was my own individual funding, and that I blew, and but I'm not mad because without that I would have been here where I'm at now. But it was necessary at the
That
time.
is super positive. Yes, sir. We learn from our mistakes and we just move on, right? The same question to David. What was your initial fund when you started out?
Like, yeah, I started on a broker called KOT4X. And, yeah, I put in like a couple thousand and I lost it within a day.
Whoa.
I was not using
okay.
risk.
Now we're coming to a better part of it. What challenges or struggles did you experience throughout your entire journey?
100%, it's a mental game. Like, risk management is the biggest thing. I think FOMO in trading is really dangerous. And especially just fear. You're fearing the market. How do I say this? Like, fear of missing out on the market and just revenge trading. I think that's number one. I would put revenge trading. You just, in trying to make that losses back, you're just going to end up losing the entire account. And that was definitely one of the challenges I had to face. And I faced that challenge for a while until I overcame it eventually. But that was definitely the biggest challenge. So,
yeah. What do you say, David? What was your biggest challenges? And
Definitely
struggles?
revenge trading. Like, after you lose, you just want to make that money back. And one thing leads to another. You got like 10 trades and they're all losers.
That was yeah. To follow on that thing, revenge trading. A lot of people don't realize that they are revenge trading until they start like losing and losing and losing, or they kind of go back and then kind of reflect on it. FOMO is a lot worse than anything else. You get on the wrong trade. You don't know what the setup is. You don't know when you're going to get in. And the risk management. One of the things that I experienced where I lose the most of the money is through the risk management. You got to have a very, very solid risk management technique. And in the ultimate bull run, what we say is the best case that you have is where you sell. The worst case that gonna happen to your portfolio is the stop loss. So the stop loss is the worst thing that's gonna happen. And the best case is like wherever you sell it. Right? Moving on to the losing trades, right? You both have experience with it. It is inevitable, right? It is part of the learning process. It is part of the trading and investing. Many people call that a mistake, but we call them as lessons. What are some lessons that you have learned through your experience?
100% is, like you're saying, risk management. I had no idea what risk management was. Risk management I've only learned about recently. 100% learning how to risk a percentage, which is really important in Forex, especially. How to risk a certain amount per trade or per day, so you do not blow the entire account. And even with a few bad trading days or trading week, which is inevitable in trading, you're not going to win every day. You're not going to win every month. You're going to have unprofitable months, unprofitable weeks. But as long as you stay afloat with your risk management, that's what matters. Yeah, that took a while to learn. At the beginning, I had no idea what that was. I would risk the whole account on one trade without even knowing I was doing that. So.
Nice.
But that was definitely part of the learning curve, I had to say.
Awesome. The same question back to David.
When you lose because your trading plan isn't like right, like when you're not following your trading plan, that you got to have a notebook, you got to have a plan, and if you don't follow that, you will most likely lose. My biggest problem was writing down all the steps I needed to do in the morning. And then I'd just hop on and I'd make like 3 gold trades and I'd lose everything. And then I'd go and then I'd buy another prop firm account and then I'd lose that one too. So you just have to really get your plan down.
Focus on that trading plan. Would you mind expanding a little bit more? What does it include, and how do you think about the plan itself?
First off, my plan, so what I do in the morning is I check news, I check Forex Factory, I see if there's any really market affecting news. And if there's not, you look at the pairs. If you don't see a setup, you don't trade that day. You can't will that into the market. You can't will a good trade into the market. You have to stick to parameters. So, I use technical analysis. I use technical analysis. So if I don't see a setup, I just don't trade, but I would trade anyway. And that's how I lost for a while.
Yes, that is exactly what the revenge trading was, right? So you might have lost a couple of trade, and then the setup is not right, but you want to make that money back, and you just invest in just to get that money back, and it doesn't work. Most of the time, it doesn't work. Coming back to Peeyush, right? You did say about the risk and reward factor. The risk management was your biggest lessons. Given let's say you had to start with $100, or let's say just for the example, you started with $1,000. How would you start taking the risk? Because I really liked when you said that before you're gonna go into the trade, you already have some kind of the plan or whatever it is, the strategy of how much you are willing to lose. How do you decide when you have $1,000 in your starting trading account?
Well, this does vary depending on how much money you have in your account. Personally, I've 200,000. So with 200,000, I can risk 1% of my account and still live very well. But with $1,000, if that's what your capital is, of course you might have to risk more, because 1% of 1,000 would be $10. So unless you want to make $10 a day, obviously I don't expect that from you, but I would risk basically 2% max of your account per day, no matter what your balance is. I know it's gonna be super painful with $1,000 making maybe $20 a day, or maybe making $40 a week. I know it's gonna be painful, but that's the number one thing I can ever talk about. I take one trade a day, and that trade will be 2% of my account or 1% of my account, and that's it. That's the bottom line. I will not take any more trades. If I win, I won't take any more trades. If I lose, I won't take any more trades. That's the end of the day. It's the next day. And what David was saying before, always want to check news. It's very important. Very important. Go Forex Factory. See what's going to make the market volatile for the day. Make sure you don't get caught up in that either. Wait for that one good setup. Make sure it's the best setup, depending on your strategy is. You want it to make sure it fits your strategy. Don't force a trade in. But when you get in that trade, risk 1%, 2% max. Because at the end of the day, after a week, you still want your head above the water. So that's what I'm talking about, the trading plan.
That is super, the things that you guys are talking about. A lot of people, a lot of traders, especially the other retailers, they lack this thing, as in they go all in things they might not have a conviction. They might not know the trading, just from listening to the friends or watching the TikTok video without doing any research. They go all in, and a lot of people lose it. Some people make it, right? And once they start losing it, it's that's the end of it. They think it's not for me, right? I want to be specific on asking this question. What kind of setup do you guys look into before you get into the trade?
I'll go. Personally, every strategy is different. My day trading strategy is there's different types of trading in day trading. There's depending on time frames, right? What time frame you're looking at. But if you're looking at a higher time frame, bigger candlestick, I like trading on the bigger time frame, which is more called swing trading. Which means you're gonna be in longer trades. But anyway, what I'm basing off that is I look at a 4-hour imbalance, or I look for a market shift in structure, because at the end of the day, like you're saying, retail trading, I'm very against retail trading, looking at patterns, because the market does not move off patterns. It just doesn't. Market moves off money, and how you got to understand how money is actually played in the market, where the institutions are at. Because at the end of the day, institutions are the ones moving the market. You want to be with institutions. Don't believe in any patterns. They don't work. You want to believe in institutions. You want to be in the market. You want to know where the institutions are making their plays. With that, I have a few strategies like imbalances, institution candles. Those are signs where the institutions have been in the market. It's a concept called smart money concepts. That is the concept. It's basically the concept of working with the institutions, the banks, the people who move the market really, and making sure you're staying with them and not against them, because that's where you're going to lose. As long as you stay with them, you can be profitable in the market.
That is the secret to trading and making money. Talking about finding where the institution are and kind of being in sync with them. What are your strategies, or what kind of indicators do you use?
Okay, so I look at market shift, higher highs, lower lows. So very basic trading, higher highs, lower lows. I wait for after there's something in trading called mitigation or a pullback. But after something breaks structure or breaks a prior low, it's going to pull back to at least 50%. You can check with the Fibonacci level, technical terms. But if you track, at least it'll come down to 50%, or you're looking for the 618 level, which is a low past the 50%. But then you want to buy in those premium zones. So then you have a good price buyback, because after break structure, it always wants to pull back before it carries on. And that's really what I look for. I go on the 4-hour candlesticks. I look for an imbalance, or like I was saying, the imbalance or a institution candle sign where institutions are played. So then when it pulls back, you can see where the institutions have their position in and where they can go and move the market back up again in your favor. That's basically my strategy, simplified. But
that is a good one. The same question back to David. How do you find a setup, and what kind of setup?
So I don't really trade indices or forex anymore, but my old setup was basically you go on the S&P in the morning at 9:30. You look for a fair value gap on like the 15-minute. You look for highs. You mark out the liquidity. Basically, liquidity is just highs. So you wait for a sweep of liquidity, and then the S&P goes up. Everybody knows the S&P goes up. So I would just long the S&P every morning.
Do you do just the
I
stocks,
basically
or
just
do you
trade
do
crypto
options?
now. Yeah.
Do you do crypto? We're going to talk about the crypto in a bit. That sounds good. So can you guys share an example of a time where your risk management strategies saved you a significant amount of loss that you might have occurred? If there was not, if again, you lost a significant amount of money, what caused that loss? Is it the risk management, or is it you did not read the market right, or is it, I mean, you might have went back and kind of thought about the mistakes that you guys did.
Well, I'll start with what saved me, and it happens almost every time I lose.
What was your most significant loss? We'll start there.
Most significant loss would be, well, back in the day, I used to blow accounts $100, $500, but now that's nothing. My most significant loss would be 2% of my account, so it'd be what, $2,000 a day in one day. So, and it's really going to be consistent with 2,000. I will never lose more than 2,000 because, again, I'm really strict on losing 1% a day on my 200,000. So that'll be my biggest losses. Where did market management save me? Is many times when I have a stop loss set to exactly 1%, and then I know there's news coming later. Let's say it's Jerome Powell speaking. So I know I have my stop loss set, and then boom, he talks, goes the opposite direction. It went up 500 ticks. I would have lost the whole account, but I only lost $1,000 or $2,000 because that's what my stop loss was. And I'm very glad I had that stop loss there. But yeah, that's where it's saved me many times.
Right. So we're going to go back to the crypto, which is very volatile. The same question with David. What was if you're comfortable with sharing it, what was your the most significant loss, and what was the cause for it?
So I never really lost. Okay, I have lost a lot of money, but I've also made a lot of money. But really, for 2.5 years, I worked as a pizza man, and I put every paycheck into crypto, and I would just trade meme coins, and I lost everything for 2.5 years. And then I, smartened up, and I don't know what I did. Well, I know what I did, but I found the right people, and that's how I stopped losing money. But I must have lost 16, 17 grand.
Right. If you look back, what what could you have done to kind of minimize?
I could
those
have
kind
used
of
risk
losses?
management. I was not using any risk management. I was just basically full porting every paycheck.
Right. Yeah. Now, enough about the losses. Let's talk about the good things, right? Let's talk about, we love talking about the money we have made. What about how the percentage or whatever you guys are comfortable sharing? What was your biggest gain?
I guess I'll go first. Definitely after I was able to pass my prop firm challenges. So I was given the funded capital. But as soon as I was able to pass my 2 challenges, so for example, the exams you have to take is you have to make, let's say, 8% a day. I'm not 8%. You have to make 8% of an account, of a paper trading account or a demo account. And then let's say if it's $100,000 account, you have to make 108,000. That's the exam. You have to make 108,000 while making sure you don't lose more than 6% of your account. So as long as the account stays above 94,000 and you hit 108,000, right? Before it hits 96,000, so you lose 6% of your account, you'll pass the account basically, and they'll give you real $100,000 of capital, where now they'll take profit splits off off the challenge, off the 100,000. And as soon as I start making, once I had 2 of those accounts, I passed, which so now my capital was $200,000. As soon as I would say, because I was risking 2% a day, which was 4,000. So in a month, I would say, because first of all, like I was saying before, my trading, how to say this, my opportunities don't come every day. I get 2 trades, maybe a week, or 3, 2, sometimes 1. And of course I lose as well. I don't win every trade. But I would say that my best week is $17,000 in 1 month. In 1 month is what I meant. $17,000 is 1 month. This is my best month running. I don't know how much I made overall, but yeah, that's my best.
That is a good trade right there. Yeah. The same question with David.
Day trading or crypto?
The biggest gains.
Crypto.
So for day trading, probably about $6,000 in a week. But for crypto, I think it was about 46,000 in about 2 hours off of it was this coin called Beanie Cat. So I put 10 SOL into it on Pump Fund at like a 40K market cap. It went to like 3 mil, and then I cashed out.
So talking about finding those kind of I mean, we call it a meme token, right? How do you find those kind of token, and what kind of suggestion would you give to our viewers and audience to kind of snipe through those kind of tokens? What do you look for?
Okay, first off, you have to, don't risk your whole account on a meme coin. That's extremely important. Second off, you kind of just have to be in the space for a while and find people that are reputable and that you can trust, and you can follow their calls. But I'm more risky. I go on pump.fun, which is basically like a meme coin website where you can launch meme coins, and I just look for something that catches my eye. And if I think it's really good, I'll throw like 5-10 Solana at it. And if I lose it, I'm done for the day. But if I don't,
How long do you stay on that trade? Do you actively monitor it, or
every time I'm up 2x, I take out my initial, and then it just depends on how I feel about the community. If it's a strong community, I might hold it for like a while. But if not, like if I just think it's shabby, I'll just sell it like maybe a 3 or 4x. But it really just depends. It's very subjective.
Right. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to advice. Right. You guys are very young. I hope that we're gonna meet a lot of people who are starting at the same age as you guys are. What kind of advice would you give to other teenagers who are interested in trading?
Right away, I say the first thing I let them know is you can learn it all for free. Don't even pay for anything. I think the learning curve. At the end of that, I always tell them at the end of the day, it's pushing buttons. What you're doing is pushing buttons. So do not think it's technically it's not hard at all, because you're literally just pushing buttons on a screen. So in terms of actual effort, you're putting no effort in at all. So don't overthink about it. But I would tell them right away. my number one problem was I didn't know about risk management early. I was hopping strategies, just hopping strategies. That's the number one thing. You want to find one strategy, because at the end of the day, trading, it's 50-50. I'm talking day trading, by the way. For it's 50-50. So there is no edge. All you want to do is you want to find your edge. There's a book, it's called Trading the Zone, and then it talks about the edge, finding your edge in the market. Because no matter what, you're 50-50. If you look at it, it's just buy or sell, shorting or buying. So what you want to do is you find your strategy, which is your edge, which will give you that over 50%, let's say 60%, over 40, and just recreate your edge, and then use your mentality. So don't fall into FOMO, don't fall into revenge trading. Please just get your mentality locked before anything else. I think it's the most important thing. Like I say, before I would go on live accounts and fund my own money and learn that way. If I could tell other people to start again, I'd say make a paper trading account, demo account. Okay, open up demo paper trading account and just please practice your strategy, practice your mentality, get it right over and over and over and over again. Top firms, they give free trials, so basically it's just a simulated real like let's say exam. It's a free trial, and it would let you know if you pass, right? Everything's the same except it's free, so you can go on there, try, and then I would say pass 5 of them in a row. If you can pass 5 prop firm challenges in a row, you can deem yourself actually profitable. Then open up that brokerage account. Then spend your money and use your hard-earned talent. Starting out, I would not put your own money in it. Really, really abuse paper trading, demo trading, and get your mentality locked, your strategy locked, and get it really consistent where you can do it every single day and nothing changes. And start putting your own money into it. But that's my biggest lesson. Do not put money in it right away and just learn off your own losses, because it's going to cost you thousands of dollars, which you can avoid. But
True,
yeah.
True, that is true. The same question back to David. What advice would you give to other teenagers who are interested in trading? It can be into crypto as well. A lot of people do not know about the crypto trading. What kind of advice would you give them? This is very volatile
for both
market.
Forex and crypto. My advice is get a job, keep it, and don't think that you're going to get rich quick, because you won't. If that's your mentality, you're not going to get rich quick. You have to put in the work, and you have to pay the tuition, which is lost. And so, really, what you can do to mitigate your losses off the rip is, like Peeyush said, you can trade on a demo account until you're actually consistently profitable over like a long period of time. Because if you're not consistently profitable, you're basically gambling. It's like going to a casino, but with your hard-earned money. But yeah, definitely nobody gets rich quick. I mean, some people do, but they lose it, right? People that win the lottery, most of them lose it. Like, you have to keep a job, and you have to know when. You gotta know when you can quit your job.
True.
But yeah.
True. Talking about the crypto side of it, there is no paper trading account, right? So, if people want to get into it, what would you suggest?
Just risk what you can lose comfortably. That's very important. Don't put in your rent money. Don't mortgage your house for Dogecoin. Just risk what you are actually able to lose, what you won't be crying about at night.
That is a sweet advice, man. Yeah, I have in 2021, I have met a couple of people who sold their house and got in a couple of the stocks. It did not play out right. And there are people like that. Do not invest more than you afford to lose. Talking about what Peeyush was saying before, the mindset, right? Mindset is super important. It is very undervalued thing. I mean, at the Ultimate Bull Run, our community, we thrive to be the champion, right? And you have to believe in that conviction before you kind of become one. What kind of mindset do you constantly put yourself into before you start trading?
What I have to say is, like what David was saying before, you have to understand you're not going to get rich quick. So I wouldn't say the right mentality you want to get in is that you're going to be rich. You want to fully understand that it's going to take time. You will get rich, but it will take time. That's like the most important thing. and you need to be okay with losing. That's like, if I had to say anything, the mentality you need to be in is you have to be okay with losing, because losing is inevitable. As soon as you can accept losing, I think that's when you really get profitable. That's really the turning point, is accepting losing. That means everything. So, yeah, that's what I have to say.
Be mindful about the trade and then your losses too. The same question back to David. What kind of mindset do you kind of put yourself into before you start trading both the crypto and the forex? I think they kind of share a similar mindset, but the crypto is a little kind of volatile in terms of, and then the risk and reward ratio is super high. You gotta be like quick in most of the cases. What kind of mindset do you have?
I try to make it a routine, like in the morning, where I make coffee, I sit down, I trade crypto for like 5 or 6 hours, and then I move on with my day. But it's just so I'm not like up all night trying to trade and stuff, because like you really just gotta lock in. You gotta if you're worried, like if your palms are sweating and you're shaking looking at your P&L go up and down during a trade, you shouldn't be trading. You just shouldn't be. You really just have to accept, like when I place a trade, I just expect that I'm going to lose it, because if you just think you're going to win every trade, when you lose, it's going to be detrimental. Like you're going to be like, oh wow, I'm trash. I'm terrible at trading. But if you what I do, I just think I'm going to lose every time. And, it makes it a lot easier to swallow.
True. And it is part of the process too. And having that kind of mindset wherever you can, you kind of be aware with the risk management, again, approach, where you want to kind of set down the losses. You want to kind of, if there is a possibility of limit order that you can place in, you can put that stop order or the limit order, right? And that is the biggest loss you're going to have. And then you can kind of continue with that thing. That is really insightful. For our viewers, right? Are there any resources, books, website, courses, videos, or even a kind of YouTubers, mentors that you guys recommend?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think back in the day, what brought me here was he is a mentor, or he is a creator on YouTube for free. His name is TJR Trades. I believe he's the one that really got me here in the beginning. He taught me about pretty much everything I know now, and it's free. You can get on there, and he has a whole step-by-step tutorial how to do it. I think he's a great place to start, and that's who I actually recommend to every single person that asks me where to start. But yeah, TGR Trades.
Absolutely, I agree. TGR Trades. I actually worked at his prop firm for a few months. He owns a prop firm, so I worked there. It was great. He's a good guy. You don't have to buy. He has a Discord that you can buy, but you don't have to. All of the information, like he says, is free on the YouTube channel. He has like 3 boot camps for free, and you can learn how to trade. It's very in depth.
It's not complicated, so don't make it complicated. It just, once you start learning it, it is about maintaining that discipline. I mean, based on the conversation we're having right here, what I can see from both of you is like you guys have a discipline. Some Peeyush, you don't risk more than 2%. With David, it's like he has a risk. Okay, if this is a setup, I'm not going to enter this trade before the setup is the thing that I wanted to. And that is the discipline. Once you don't have that discipline, you're gonna start having kind of a lot of losing trades. The final questions, right? What does the ultimate bull mean to you?
So, let me think about this one. What ultimate bull, what that would mean to me is, I would say it's a trader that doesn't quit, right? It's a trader that always working forward, especially when they see their P&L drop, or they take a dip, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, they're the ultimate bull. So
yes, sir. There we go. That is a great answer.
And they believe in themselves, and they're gonna stay with themselves all the way till the top, or what they think is the top, and they're not gonna settle for anything less. That's ultimate bull.
I think
True.
the ultimate
What
bull
is
to
it,
me
David? What
is
does the ultimate bull
just
mean to you?
somebody that can get up after they get knocked down, every single time. And really just, you can't give up, You have to, I'm not going to say you have to double down, but you do have to stay consistent. And me as a crypto trader, the ultimate bull is just long everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. It was fun.